Hello and welcome to another episode of Whoa, what's happening, man? Wow, we have a lot of new followers. Thank you very much, guys, for the follow. And again, thank you very much for coming down to Combos and Chill Dirty Talk sessions. I'm your host, Dirty, and this is my wife and my co-host. She's a Phoenix.
Hi, guys.
So, episode 29. Yeah?
Yeah.
How is it?
I mean, I'm excited.
It is super
especially
good.
After that. Like,
Yeah, how was that
I'm
thing?
ready.
That was amazing, man. The whole the loop thing that, our guest Nezu was doing. Because this was his idea. He wanted to showcase what he is doing with his project. So we were like, okay, this is the best,
Yeah, and we said, can you send us the song? And he was like, no, dudes, I'm going to perform that.
He wants to perform it. So it was a very cool thing, which we're going to ask him about his projects and, how he started and what was behind this whole thing. And again, thank you very much, guys, for joining us and our new followers.
No, wait. First is Moho Painter. Then there is Rem C Solar.
I think MC Solar.
Yeah, probably. And the Dalio.
Again, sorry.
I hope we're not butchering your usernames, but thank you so much for the follow
thank you
and
very
welcome.
much for the follow and welcome to Combos and Chill. And let your community know if they like this content. Please drag them here.
Yeah, exactly.
We like to meet new people, and Nezu is one of the connections from my wife's side. She's a Phoenix.
I mean, once we give him the proper welcome, and then he's actually joined. I want to tell him face to face about what I thought. Because I had a conversation with him already before, so
So I think it's the best time so we can get him on the show.
Yeah, please.
Nezu, what's up, man? Thank you very much for joining us for this session.
How are you?
Hey, what's up?
How you doing, man?
Thank you for having me. This is awesome. It was a bit hectic to start with, but I'm happy to be here.
But you made it work,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, kudos to you. Like, you actually wanted to do it live. Mostly artists would be like, you know what? Here's my song. Just sample it.
I mean, we had that, dude, believe me, it's good that me and Nezu, we had a backup plan, which we went back to the backup plan and used the backup plan because we were doing a lot of rewiring from here and here, because he was like, man, the last places I go live, you window capture it and promote it. We got the guys in the house. Wanger is in the house.
We just want to welcome everybody in the chat. Iron Bullet, Bundlehead, Wonder Wanga. There's, I think, Dalio is also there in the chat. I saw him.
Yeah, and Moho
Welcome,
Painter.
guys. How are you?
Welcome, guys.
How are you guys? How was your weekend so far?
And this is our guest, Nezu. Nezu, your real name is Julian, yeah?
Yeah, it is. Or if you want to go full French on me, you can call me Julien.
Oh yeah.
Oh right.
I mean, that's what I told you when.
Yeah, because when he named the description for the post, and I'm like, a posh UK accent guy, he's French. Dude, I would have never thought.
Yeah, you don't. You can pass as a British person.
Yeah, like when I first heard his voice, I thought, okay, he's from UK. Yeah. That's what I thought.
That's when I asked him off stream. I was like, are you from London? He's like, no, man, I'm French. I'm like, what the hell? Good disguise, brother. Good disguise.
Yeah, I mean, I try. It's one of these. But I did spend some time in Manchester, like 3 years or something.
That's why. That's why. That explains the accent.
Yep. So Nezu, we gave a tiny introduction about you and your whole loop station that you have for metal music, and you do a lot of different things. So why don't you, just tell everyone what is Nezu music all about, man?
Okay, so that's interesting. Nezu is it's a one-man band now. It used to be a two-piece. We used to make music with my friend back when I was in Manchester, actually, and my friend Tom, who's making pedals now. And but at the time, we were really into electronic punk type of stuff, so that was really noisy and stuff. I kept a bit of the noise, to be honest, but I at some point I felt that he wanted to move away from it, and he wanted to make pedals, and he was like, I don't really feel like it, and I was like, well, that's okay. And I was always more on the heavy side of things, and I decided, well, might as well just go full force in the heavy stuff and still keep the loop thing but go really heavy.
Right.
And I mean, there's some parts that are like kind of clean and stuff, and not that heavy. But yeah, overall, it was just it mixing a lot of things that I really like. So electronic music, especially like IDM type of stuff, like Aphex Twin or
Exactly.
Square Pusher.
He's a huge fan of the guy.
I'm not a huge fan of the guy. I just like his ideology.
Yeah, right. You were blasting it in the house like 2 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
Giving me nightmares.
Yeah, she doesn't like Aphex.
Because it's too like ew, like, you know, I don't know, it does something to your soul. Like
it does.
It's like, yeah, dude. When I heard
I showed her daddy.
you know, when you say it gives you the heebie-jeebies, you know, like
Yeah.
I was like, you know what, dude, I don't feel safe right now. Can you just shut this thing?
But the thing is, like, the guy
It's demonic.
It went to an extent that he put his own face in the sound wave of the song.
Man, that guy is
That's
so
crazy,
weird.
man. That's freaking crazy. I don't know.
Guy is
I don't know.
insane.
Don't ask me.
And
That
even
guy is insane.
dude, when I saw the video, I was like, listen, if I get nightmares and I wake up screaming, it's your fault. Like, you know, I was ready to have nightmares that night. Because even that, like, for example, even with Nezu's music, I've told him this on the chat before when I first came across his you know, art and stuff. So it's very eerie. There's something
Soundtrack-ish.
like no, eerie is like something that is, when you hear it, doesn't, it feels out of place, but yet it makes you feel like a feeling of, I don't know, like something different. Like you can't explain it. Like when you hear it, it's not normal music. For example, metal, you know, helps you process anger, or like some other songs are happy.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
you know,
that's a good
but
question.
when
Nezu can
when you
can
listen
answer
to
it, yeah.
when you listen to that music, you're like, holy fuck, what is this?
Yeah,
you know?
So Nezu, you got the
That sounds
question, yeah?
really good. That's actually what I want to do. So. Does that to you, then I'm doing something right, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, when you hear, you're like, is this
Poor
creepy
dude,
or
he's
is
like-
this cool? I don't know what category is this, you know? Because like he said, like there are so many aspects of it, you know? So like, Nezu, I wanted to ask you, like, how did you come about, like, you know, making this formula of this kind of music sound, you know?
It's I really started from the beginning. My goal was really to start, like, I wanted to reinvent the wheel, essentially. That's what I wanted to do. So really start from scratch. So a lot of those samples that I play, the percussions, actually some of them are my voice that are tuned down or up or chopped up to make a snare or something weird like this.
That is
So
awesome.
it's a lot
That's
of weird
beautiful.
stuff put together, and it sounds kind of familiar. It has a bit of familiarity because, like, you know, obviously the metal riffing and type of stuff.
Right.
But also, it's a lot of, like, all the chanting that's on the background that's used as a bass. That's inspired by some form of Buddhist chants, especially using
I was about
funeral
to say,
ceremonies.
Interesting.
sorry to cut you off. I was about to say it has that mantra, you know, that whole mantra
Yeah.
type of,
Yeah,
you know,
like repetitive circle of
It is, yeah.
Exactly, that's exactly what I want to do. Actually, it's kind of a mock spiritual thing in a way, because the universe is kind of a big cosmogony. Like everyone can be a god, and there's the question of spirituality actually is all over the music.
I think we are really gonna open a can of worms.
Yeah, absolutely. I can go down that route. I can speak for hours.
I can already,
maybe.
dude. The minute you're saying every sentence, he's inside like, holy shit! I'm relating to this guy on a whole other level, because whatever you're saying is like the type of music he likes, you know. So like, something that is
and off stream, me and Nezu, I mean me and Julian, we were having a lot of, dude, like 2-hour freaking Zoom calls.
Yeah. Awesome.
That was really
Trying
cool.
shit out and just talking, you know, catching up, and like, you know, it's good to see like someone is trying different things out of the box. Even
Exactly.
if you know how much hassle he's saving up on to, you know, that whole pain in the ass
one-man
of
band,
dealing
for
with
sure.
another.
Yeah, like, I mean, he's for the fact that he can actually make the percussion sounds with his mouth
Yeah.
itself, like, you know,
basically has the green light of whatever he wants to do.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Like, I mean, that's perfect. You know, you have the
Exactly.
creative control over the whole band and the music.
BRGC, what's up, man? Much love to you as
Hi,
well,
BRGC,
man.
how are
Thank you very much for
you?
dropping by. This
Thank
is our
you,
guest,
everyone,
Nezu
and-
Music, Julian. He's a French person with posh
French
British, posh British accent.
British accent.
Hey, it is a bit of a tongue twister.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Sorry,
It is.
my bad.
So Nezu, back to you, man. You were
Yeah.
explaining. So this whole duo project started from Manchester, and then
Yeah.
your buddy moved out and started doing pedals. So how was the journey since then? Like, let's kick it back a bit more. Like, when was the first time you actually got introduced to music? Was it like from a movie or like a family member, or what happened?
Okay, my parents were big music fans, so there was always a lot of rock, especially around the house.
Nice.
So I grew up with that.
That's cool.
My mom was maybe on the softer side of things. She was listening to a lot of Cat Stevens, this type of stuff. So really cool music, but more on the softer side. And I think my dad was a bit on the harder stuff, but he didn't share this with us until like a lot later. So.
Right.
But yeah, there definitely was a lot of that, and then friends. I think really that's the way it is. Like it's always a friend,
Can you
vibe.
isolate? Sorry to coach. Can you isolate that one moment that you actually got connected with music? Like you said, I want to do music from now.
Okay, that must have been. Yeah, I don't know. I must have been like 16. I think my friend came to my house with a guitar, and he taught me like two really easy songs by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I was like, that's it. I want to do that. That's what I want to do in my life.
That's
So,
awesome. That's awesome. I
That's
mean,
awesome, man. I mean, like
best type of motivation,
yeah,
to
motivation
take it
from
up.
friends and your parents being into music and stuff can actually help you. Because
Exactly.
You can penetrate the seed easier.
Yeah, I mean, when I played the music that I liked in my house, my
I will
mom was
take
like
away-
astaghfirullah, like reading
Astaghfirullah means like, God
all
forbid, God
all the
forbid,
Islamic
like-
terms. Like she's like,
Why you did this
she's
while
like-
doing the Islamic chant?
I don't know. Like I don't know.
Why?
Dude, it's my brain. My brain is insane, so I don't know why it does things.
By the way, Nezu, she gets a bit kind of like shy when she meets like musicians and stuff like this.
I'm trying to get over it and trying to be more comfortable. So
we're 29 episodes deep, my dear. You're not.
yeah, but dude, it always it's not just about like how famous or like it doesn't matter. Like for me, even the fact that because dude,
Let it out, let it
the feeling.
Let
First
it
of all, let me explain. Let me explain that. The feeling of listening something in your headphones, okay, and then someone miles away is creating that piece of art, and then you get to meet the person or the genius mind behind it. So that's why I have that moment. No matter how much he's like, how many tracks he's made, or if he'll tour or not, or whatever it is. Like for me, that moment is like,
Okay.
oh, holy shit,
What
he
is the
made
question?
that.
What is the question?
So I have goldfish memory, and then he asked me after having to explain myself.
Well, we stopped at the place that he said, he got motivated by friends and his family members. His mom and dad were into, rock music and stuff like this.
So, like, did you like in your path? Did you like take up multiple projects with different people, or was it like after that thing with your friend, like you continued your project itself?
So actually, right now I'm in another band as well. I'm singing in this death thrash type of band.
Oh, nice.
Right here, because right now I'm in the middle of France, in a city called Clermont-Ferrand.
Okay.
But I was in Germany before, and that didn't pan out quite as well. So I decided to go there, just check out the scene really. And I met a really cool guy, and he was like, we're looking for a singer, and I was like 7 beers deep, and I was like, I'm your singer, mate. I'm your singer, and then I'm the singer.
That's awesome. What's the name of the band?
It's called Hangman Smile.
Hangman Smile. All right.
Hangman Smile.
Are you guys on Spotify or YouTube or somewhere? Or
Not yet, no. Like
alright.
they started in 2014, I think, but I think they always kind of struggled just to put something together. But right now we are, I think, quite close to releasing something. I don't want to say too much. And we're like, no, just don't say too much.
yeah, Tim, just being safe.
Kakucha, thank you very much for joining us. He's saying hello, hi everyone.
Hi.
Hey.
How's
Actually, she's my
everything?
aunt, I think. Because
nice.
I told all my family, I was like, oh, I'm going to be live on Twitch tonight. And then, so they all showed up in the chat.
Thank you
That's
very
awesome.
much.
Thank you so much
very
for coming down.
Thank you very much. It means the world to us.
This is just a conversation, basically. And you know.
And Julian, what is our language parameters here around the family? How is it?
French mostly, but like my both my aunts and I think my uncle's in the chat as well.
Okay.
They all speak English.
No, I mean how far we can go and play
should
around.
we keep it PG-13
Oh,
or
no,
do we
no,
like?
That's all right. I mean, they know that I'm a bit of a.
Because this is a thing in this
because
region.
sometimes
my
we
dad's
like,
here as well.
sometimes we
his
swear.
dad is here as well.
Oh god.
For sure. We're gonna
Thank
be
you
talking
so much,
about.
first of all, for everyone who came down
Thank
and
you.
took their time to watch us live. And I mean,
Thank you very much.
that's just special, you know.
Again, thank you very much, guys. It means the world to us that we actually, from miles away, we know a person that called Julian, and he does, his own music and stuff like this.
And
it's our honor to be, showcasing.
Exactly.
Artists like Nezu.
Like you won't believe, Julian, when we were making the list of artists that we want to bring up on the show, I was like, dude, he's one of the guys that when you meet him, first of all, the most sweetest, humble soul. Okay, so like when you come across Julian, you're like, oh my god, he's so like he'll answer everybody. Like it doesn't matter who's DMing him, he'll answer everyone. Other than that, like. He's so happy to share his music. He'll be like, "Yo, you like this? Let me show you this as well. Maybe you like this as well." You're like, he's very like enthusiastic. So like that's what like I've come across that energy. So I told him, I was like, "Dude, listen. If we don't bring this guy on the show, it's gonna be a huge loss. We need to, interview him."
Kakucha's saying, "I'm not your aunt."
Really? I think she is. This is lying.
So Nezu, man. So you're in a different band. You're a vocalist, and. The thing that I was always like, amazed me about one-man bands is that you actually have the freedom. But do you face that creative wall sometimes? Or it's easier for you to handle it?
Oh, good question.
I find it easier just because I don't have to please anybody else than me. So everything that I like kind of goes in there. And I try to make it work. Sometimes it doesn't. Some ideas just they take a lot longer to form, just because the good thing about being in a band is sometimes you can get unstuck by someone who's also writing. But in my case, I do write a lot of stuff just never makes it. Or makes it as what I do on Instagram is a chaos jam. So it's like 30 seconds. Little videos that I post, and it's not meant to be anything special but a demo or something of the sort, but I can just publish music that way quite often, which I didn't do recently, so sorry about that. Well, it's been a bit difficult.
Fine,
I had to mix the EP and stuff, but and no, I don't really feel stuck, because sometimes I feel really drained because it's a lot of work just
I
on
can
me.
imagine. Yeah, exactly.
And it's but on the other hand, being in a band and just being a vocalist, that's been awesome as well. That's been really cool. Just having to focus on one aspect of the music is very different, and it made actually Nezu progress a lot, just because the way that I was working on my vocal lines, just being so meticulous with them, made me really realize some aspects of my voice that I never really, delved into quite as much before. And thanks to that, I could really like some aspects, some of the raspy vocals, they actually come from Hangman Smile, and they were just then injected into Nezu in a way.
Dalio saying it doesn't matter, keep up the good work.
Exactly. I mean that's the best part, I mean
it's hard,
But since you mentioned that you also like being the vocalist and the other side as well of creating, so which one do you prefer, like where you're more into the whole creative process, or somewhere where you can relax your mind and just focus on one thing?
I like the fact that I have both, actually. The fact that I can just do both, that sometimes I can be really selfish with my art in a way, where I'm just not trying to please anyone. Not selfish in a way that I'm like it's my way or the highway, but more like I can really be like, okay, well I want to try this, and if it doesn't work, it's okay, but I can actually try it. But I mean, it's really relaxing to just have to focus on one aspect of the music. I think this is really cool.
Awesome. I mean, do you have a question or should I?
I mean, yeah, just regarding being come on, man, Nezu, be honest. How many unfinished projects you have?
As songs or as
as projects, open project.
a certain amount.
Imagine it's like, okay, let us see what we got here.
Which category are you?
5 GB of unfinished things. Which one to start today?
You're way off the mark. It's around the vicinity of like maybe 20 gigs of unfinished stuff.
Wow.
That's
all
what I
gold,
meant. That's what I meant. By one man band, I've tried it. I've had those creative blocks because I ended up just sounding like a exact copycat of another music that I was listening to in that time. That's why I stopped it. And she listened to my stuff. She's like, "Oh, very awesome." And my bassist in my band is like, "Yeah, please release them." I'm like, "No, they sound like garbage." So, with you.
He doesn't understand the concept that any form of music is still appreciated by other people. Doesn't mean that.
What I'm trying to tell you, Nezu, that sorry to cut you off.
No,
I understand that whole writing and in stages when you're by yourself, but you always had that blockage when it comes to creativity that's why you kept the thing on the side. So I want to know how you tackled in those time in those tracks that you actually released.
When there's something that I really can't make work, I'll just drop it. I'm like, I'm not fussed. I'd rather work on something else sometimes and be like, okay, well, that didn't work, that's okay, I can work on something else. And sometimes like the next thing I'm gonna do is gonna take 6 hours, it's gonna be done. You never know. And it's always there's really no rule. Like that's the thing for me. Sometimes I work on stuff for months and and then never finish them, and I'm like, oh well, that was a lot of time wasted. And sometimes one of the songs that I recorded recently took a whole 6 hours to write everything.
Wow.
Vocal lines, lyrics, everything.
Wow.
You never know.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
So like, how is your process? Like, do you have anything specific that you listen to or to get into the zone, or there's another process? Do you meditate or something?
I don't know. I do go on walks every day, so I walk a lot. My current I'm supposed to walk 12 kilometers every day on average this month. So that's my goal. So there's a lot of time where I'm alone with myself, just thinking. But usually I listen to an audiobook or something, and it really helps. But I was like, this is really weird. My camera's moving.
I'm trying to fix it.
He's just adjusting because it's like you're. It looks like you're in one corner. Yeah. I'm picking up his accent. I said corner.
Corner.
You know what happens actually?
Now we got Nezu.
Because I've got cousins from UK, so whenever they come over, this has been happening since I was a kid. Like I have two personalities. I'm like a British child as well as an Indian child. Anyways, so where were we? That's such a random shit to say.
He was
Sorry.
talking about the music.
That's fine. I like it. It's actually kind of relaxed. So
I told you, man. I mean, like before the session, Julian was a bit nervous. I'm like, dude, just calm down.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be a walk in the park. We're just gonna be chilling, talking about you and the journey and like how you started, how you do your things, and it's this channel for the support. We support the artist and we want to showcase their stuff and put a spotlight on them.
Exactly. And we don't have a strict format or anything. We don't have questions. If it is something technical only, then I would write the question down.
We mostly wing it when it comes with the artist because we both of us are artists, so we understand how the brain works. It's just in different level. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Nezu. Obviously your brain works in a different way for rerouting a song than me. It might I tend to make everything
I think it's just everyone's different on that regard, and I think all your brain patterns, all your thought patterns are kind of they're defined by different things. I think your mother tongue is one of them, for example. The way your mother tongue is structured is gonna give a lot of it's going to structure the way you're thinking a lot. But then there's the other thing, your upbringing, the you know, and as a result, we all made the same, but we're all kind of different, which I think is kind of cool. And I think that's why like our creative process can be like very different from one individual to another, even though we're all, you know, we can both be creative, but in very different ways and stuff. And that's what's interesting when, you know, when talking to someone who's into making stuff as well. Like, I'm always trying to pick the brain too, because I'm like, this is really cool.
Oh yeah,
how do you do stuff?
Yeah, you're stepping into She's a Phoenix realm. She likes to dig into artists' head. Were you here when you were doing this? It's like no one is
like sometimes you won't believe, like sometimes he'll like tap on my knee, like because he doesn't want anyone to see. He'll be like, can you please calm down, let him finish what he's saying, then ask the question. So, you know, I'm so excited to ask.
We I don't know if you know this band called Recoil and Horror. It's one of her favorite bands, so we got the vocalist on board for episode 10. Half an hour, 40 minutes of the beginning of the show, she's just like mute.
Yeah, because I was kind of shy. It was Ian, dude. He was, like I told you, if I hear someone in my headphone and then I get to see them, I'm like,
she was that stalker, like, hi.
Is this reality?
She's that stalker, like, hi.
Okay, not in a creepy way.
Yeah, you are that creepy one. So, Dalio saying you did put him at ease.
Oh, that's
both
great.
of you are great. Thank you very much, Dalio.
That's
thank
great.
you.
I mean, that's exactly.
And by the way, thank you very much for the new follow, Larbra. Sorry.
Larbre?
Larbre. Sorry.
I hope if we're butchering.
His name is Liam, actually. He's I know him. He's my bassist's son in Hangman Smile, and he says that actually they have a YouTube channel, which is true.
Yep. I mean, shout out to the. What was it? Hangman Smile group, man.
Smile.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you guys can put the link to the channel here. I'm sure it will be okay.
I mean, I'll go ahead and check them out on YouTube as well.
For sure. I mean, anyway, after this session is done, like in a couple of days, it's going to be on YouTube, and all the captions to every platform that, Nezu Music and Hangman Smile it's going to be all in the captions, so you guys can check them out. But again, thank you very much for the new followers and the people that they're chilling with us.
I mean, it really means a lot to us.
Spending their time,
Yeah, exactly.
Dedicating the time to know Nezu. I mean, I know half of them are your family. They already know you. For my network.
I mean, I'm happy they're here. Like, I feel really.
Yeah.
Dude, that's one thing. For example, okay, let's dive a little bit out of, as you said, the upbringing and the culture. That actually plays a big role in the artist or any form of art. Correct me if I'm wrong. With us, we didn't have any support from other families. Like, for us, it was much more of, don't do this. This is not your bread and butter. This is against the whole,
I mean, you know that if I open that kind of worms, like for me, my mom was like, this is satanic. Like, this is satanic. This is satanic. Like,
I mean, I'm sure for Nezu and the viewers, it's kind of, eye-opening to see how we're dealing with stuff.
Because my art was not accepted by my parents or family or anyone, although my mom was the one who got me into art. So like it was not at all like encouraged or I was
motivated.
Not like for example, like I wanted to actually like learn how to ink tattoos on skin, so I never got to do that training. And there was a lot of stuff that we were, our music was not accepted, our personalities were not accepted.
Like Nezu, take it this way. Like my dad, when he came to my first gig, is like, "Oh, finally, so you're a dancer." I'm like, "Yeah, I am a dancer." And I was a bassist in the band, so the bassists kind of stay at the back.
Yeah.
Then my dad was like so pissed off. He's like, "Why are you standing at the back? Come in the front."
I mean, a little preface to this. His dad, he's like Iranian, okay, and I'm Indian. So like for us, this is normal. We are used to facing this, but people from other culture, it's hard. So I'm glad that you had that at least that foundation where everyone was supportive.
I mean, it's good. I mean, you have your folks. I mean, your family showing up for sessions like this.
Yeah, it's a really big thing.
Like, it's time consuming for some. They don't want to pay it. Like, to dedicate this much of time. But again, thanks to your family and you for this awesome opportunity that we can actually sit down and have a talk with
Exactly.
I mean, thank you very much for having me. This is awesome, to be honest.
Oh man, it's all
first
good.
time I do
Wait,
that.
by the way, I don't know if my goldfish memory is like acting up, but like, did we discuss the name Nezu? Why
No,
was
we
it?
didn't.
Okay,
No, we
so
didn't.
like, why did you like use this kind of name for yourself?
The name
Or the
origin.
music, yeah.
So Nezu is actually it's a character from a manga or an anime called Akira.
Okay.
Which is kind of a classic in a way. I don't like the term classic, but that really applies there. It's and I don't want to say too much about it. It's post-apocalyptic, and graphically it's amazing. It's incredible. I think Phoenix, you would like that. I think in terms of art, you would like this very much. At least the manga. The anime is cool as well. It's but like the line work on there is spectacular.
I would love to see it.
And Mr. Nezu in there is politician, but like a terrible one. He's kind of trying to he's an old dude. He looks like a rat essentially.
God.
So that's why I use like the kanji, the like Japanese character for
Right.
rat
Yes.
to write it. And he's trying to spark a revolution, you know, on the at the back, you know. He's really trying to be really sneaky and stuff, and that's not really my personality, but I thought it was a really interesting character.
Wow.
And Nezu's like 4 letters, and 4 letters for a band name is cool. I think it's like kind of
it's like
That is
smart,
awesome.
You know?
I mean, imagine how much backstory is there to just 4 letters.
And
Like,
plus
that's so cool.
Plus, he's into anime, which half of our community here at Twitch,
Already
anime,
happy, exactly.
we always like talk about animes and stuff. Like lately we
We were just binging Castlevania, so
yeah.
yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I started watching it. I could not like every time I was like super tired. So every time I tried to watch it, I watch like the first 10 minutes.
Give it a try. It's a legit one.
No, dude, I should tell him like, listen, I'm not watching this while we eat because I need to focus. Like, I need to keep like my eye peeled to the screen. So I'm not, because the visuals are nice. Like they are really well done, and also the humor and shit. And each character is well developed. So like that's what I feel like. It's a great universe.
It's a great backbone story as well, as in like Nezu. No one even will.
Yeah, that's
like
what
I thought it's his own nickname.
That's why, like, dude. Okay, so I have asked. I knew the answer already, but like I know that no one else knows it because I asked him. I asked him, and also,
it's a legit question.
When you go to his Instagram page, wherever you see the artwork or the clip art for his music,
is there under his video,
exactly. You'll notice the kanji writing that he mentioned.
Yeah, I know. So it's under Nezu underscore at Nezu underscore music on IG. Give him a follow for sure.
Exactly. And those 30-second videos that he spoke about, dude, if you listen to each of them, oh my god, it's like when you have those movie scores in the background.
That's what I'm saying.
When there is like a ghost or some demon, and then you're just like you want to be captivated, like that kind of build up. And then when you listen, like I don't know how he inculcates all these sounds together, where there is metal also there, like you can't categorize this music.
Yeah, Nezu, tell us how was the whole process? Like, what got you into this type of music? Like, give us a rundown of the whole thing.
A lot. So for the more like soundtrack side of things, it's a lot of video games actually. I think video games are a huge part of my bringing. Actually, they taught me English. It's straight up like video games taught me English. But also like I used to play a lot of JRPGs when I was younger, and the music there is always spectacular. And so I got really into this, and then movies as well. So I'm not the bravest man when it comes to watching scary movies at all. I'm like, nope. Sorry, I'm not watching this.
He's like that as well.
No, I'm not. I just find every horror movie nowadays just like boring.
Yeah, that's because you've not watched like the Conjuring series. That's why.
Anyway, Nezu, back to you. So you are not a good horror
Just avoiding.
guy.
Yeah. I'm not like really brave, but I always find the music spectacular there. So I'm like, I can watch it on the side and be like, oh, this is cool. All those sounds are pretty nice, and
But
so there's a bit of that.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of the whole soundtrack side of the movies and the games. So how you took it and made Nezu music out of it? What is that touch that Julian put into the whole project? If you don't mind sharing, we just want to know you better.
It's called a native instrument absinthe. That's all my secrets right there.
Wow.
It's a really cool synth. So it's kind of old now. It's like from 2011, but it's sample based. So essentially, you can put any samples on it. So usually, I put my voice like crazy sounds like this type of stuff, and there's like three. That gets really technical. So essentially, you can stack a lot of that and then modify them. And those gave me those crazy synth patch that I use in a lot of my videos, and that's like the technical side of things. But yeah, it comes from a lot of textural, like the idea to do something quite textural with the music, and my goal on stage is to never have any time where there's no music, essentially.
Like, dude, this is why, like, specifically he mentioned, like, video games and movie backgrounds, like, scores. And, like, dude, that's why I'm telling you, like, when you listen, it's like his music is something that, Quentin Tarantino would pick up, or, like, all these, like
some dramatic scene is happening. Yeah, like, someone's gonna be murdered.
Like Nicolas Cage type of movies. Yeah. Nicolas Cage?
No, Nicolas Cage, if you're hearing us, I definitely want you to
when you have those movies that have those creepy vibes, and then you just hear that thing, but dude, that's the thing, like, when you listen and you break it down, you will understand what he's put through, but like, as you said, like, there's a lot of stacks.
Yeah.
But you cannot. Okay, I wanted to ask you, did you like learn all the instruments like yourself, or did you take special classes or something?
I'm mostly self-taught. I think. Wow. Like my friend helped me a bit when I was starting, but it was really early. But then I'm also a bit of a nerd. It's a massive understatement.
Yeah. Massive.
No worries. No judgment here.
It's the good thing about being a nerd is you can really focus for long periods of time and learn stuff. So I just did that. And it's fascinating to me. So I spent like a lot of time in guitar, a lot of time like learning to play percussions and stuff, just to be able to like play those rhythms and stuff.
Yeah.
It's but I'm mainly self-taught. But at some point, I think when you understand a bit of even music theory, you can really understand what to do to learn how to play stuff.
Did you take that?
That's why I wanted to ask him, because like, imagine like you are already like learning, because the ease with which he plays, like you saw how he plays the guitar, like it's so fluid movement, like on the fret, like the
fretboard, not the
fret. Sorry, my bad. See, on this channel, I'm known to fumble like this. Okay, so
it's okay, it's fine.
Fretboard, that's a new one.
Yeah.
Hashtag fretboarding.
Yeah.
Hashtag fretboard.
Okay, so
you forgot the question.
Yeah.
Man, I can't predict this shit. Okay,
he knows my face. He knows it.
You said he plays the whole frets very with ease, and he knows everything.
Yeah, like being self-taught, because like, dude, imagine the layers and the complication that goes in the whole process. Like only a person who has understood that well. And also he mentioned music theory, which was my next question. That did he like actually take up, which he already answered. So
music theory, I know a bit.
Was it because of school? Because of school that you were studying?
That school was terrible. I got like the worst marks in music always. But no, one of my ex-girlfriends actually, she did. She studied in a jazz school, and she knew a lot of theory, and she could like point me towards like certain things that I wanted to do.
That's awesome.
So I understand rhythm quite well. And I understand, the way scales work and stuff, but I understand as well, like, also one of my goals with Nezu is like to have stuff that sound outside those boxes. So sometimes it goes like really, really super weird. Like some of like a loop that I played towards the end is actually, it's a super weird rhythm. It's like 77, 64, which is it's not playable by a human. That's why it's programmed. That's why I don't play that stuff. But I'm always trying to like really bend the the framework and try to do something completely different. And also some of the vocals, like the bass lines, for example, they are supposed not to be like in tune, so they're not actual notes. They're just like really outside the scope of normal like Western music, really. Which is,
But so I mean, I'm sure when you like this type of things, you are into the whole synthwave music as well. Yeah.
Somewhat, yes. I don't know too well actually the whole synthwave stuff. I know a bit because there's this French dude, I think is Cappenbrut.
Okay.
I know him a bit, but I know now because even though his albums are kind of all synthy and stuff. Now I think live he's got like a full band. But I don't know that scene too well actually. It's not something I dug into too much.
So, like for example, if a person listens to your music, like what artists or bands would you say have influenced that kind of the roots of what we listen to when Nezu music is playing?
Okay, so I think so that's funny because I listened to a lot of Korn. I think Korn was a band that influenced me a ton. Then there was Muse, like Muse's second album, Origin of Symmetry, is for me is still like it's a 10 out of 10 album.
I like Muse
too. To throw away.
Yeah.
The Mars Volta, which is a band from like the 2000s that were like really experimental and really proggy. But still they're still rock. They're not really metal. And then I love like all the tech death stuff right now. So I think the tech death scene is for me like the biggest thing in the world right now. Like Ashfire in particular, it's they're crazy. They have like this song which is like 360 BPM.
Wow.
It's just nuts, right? It's like insane music. It's super fast.
Wow.
But on their album, which is not out yet, they have a song that's like 400, which like
what the?
How even?
Dude, if you like tech death, you should check this friend of ours. He's actually a streamer as well on Twitch called Bleeding, but with number 3 between the E's.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely. I'll check him out.
Yeah, so he has a band in Bahrain called Lunasis. They're a tech death prog and like, dude,
insane.
Like Phoenix was insane. Like Phoenix is like, she was saying their music is like, what? I like this part, but they play another part which I like that.
Exactly.
And they keep changing it. I wish that part, like, previous part was longer.
like the current piece I'm working on the other day when I was like, just sitting drawing, I was listening to them and there's a song called Vile Obliteration.
Yeah.
Why can't say that word right?
Yeah.
Vile Obliteration. So it's just, as I said, there are so many sections. So like tech death, I think that it just gives that kind of leverage to the artist that you can inculcate like progressive and a little bit of thrash, a little bit of like the hooks can be heavier, like it gives that kind of, I think, leeway and like freedom that you can actually like combine genres and make an epic song that has stories that you can tell through the type of genre that you're portraying.
That's actually a good segue. I mean, Julian, what is like majority of the time you start like writing a song with what instrument? Is it the melodies that you hum or
percussion?
It's some
Always. It's like not even a question. Percussion.
Always. Oh, the beat.
It's always like the because the rhythm. Because I start with something like I start with BPM actually. I start with a BPM. I have like nothing. I start with BPM and I try to find a cool groove. And then after that, it's guitar, just because guitar is gonna give like the whole vibe to it. But most of the time, it is just the percussions, and then so you go guitar, you try to find what's gonna be the chorus, right? So I still keep like the traditional kind of structure to a song. So verse, chorus, bridge. Solo or something, like I mix it up sometimes, but it's nothing like really ultra complicated. But after that, I add tiny little things here and there, so synth, for an intro, for example, or the drum machine stuff that I had, but that comes a lot later. And usually when I have the basses, so essentially the guitar and the drums, I go with vocals, and then I go really deep. So I start just with vocal lines, so I just random nonsense, just make it sound good. And then after that I go lyrics, and I make the lyrics work to the vocals. Never start with the lyrics. I always start.
Right.
I used to do that before. Like I started with the lyrics, but sometimes you really like a certain line and it never works. So rather than doing this, I'm like, okay, how can I make the lyrics fit the song, rather than try to because if your lyrics, the vocal line is going to suffer. And I'm trying to just move away from this approach as a result. So I'm like, really, now it's just vocal line and then lyrics.
Right. I mean, that makes more sense. I mean, once you have the rhythm, then you can actually have the rhyming done according to that as well. Like, you know, like the layout of the song. And I mean,
but
that's
it's hard. I mean, he's starting with the BPM, with the tempo of the song.
Yeah.
It's like,
that's
man,
beats per minute,
I mean, that's kind of, again, out of the box thinking of writing a song, to be honest with you. As in, like, you know, no one actually sits down and fixes the BPM first of all, in my opinion. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Nezu.
I mean, yeah, maybe. I don't really know. I think it's cool because you're like, do I want to write something fast, or do I want to be like kind of doomy and, you know, really?
Dude, it's awesome that you're actually starting with the BPM, but the thing is, like, you know, as every musician I've met in my life, they always come up with the line in their head and they try to find it on the guitar or like on the bass or whatever, on the drums. You know, start, like, you know, okay, someone starts, but it's always in the head. No one like goes to the BPM. Maybe that's why we actually find it hard to come back and write the rest of the song.
Because sometimes when artists start, like, for example, when artists start with lyrics, like getting the riffs right, and
dude, starting with lyrics is just wrong in my opinion.
Yeah,
it is completely wrong.
Yeah, it's difficult. Because you can try to make it work. Because after that you can really, you know, if you have like some really spacey lyrics, you can try to make some spacey riffs that go with them.
Yep.
But I still think it's easier to do it the other way around. That being said, I think, you know, whatever works really. But for me, it's really when I compose stuff. So when I write, it's purely writing. So even the drums, I don't play the drums. I program them. I'm like, okay, I need, and then I learn to play them. So sometimes it's a bit hard because you're like, you've done this whole song, you've written it, start to finish, but you can't actually play it. And that's what I do now. But it's actually really easy to learn to play then, just because it's all written and there's nothing that's going to change down the line because it's all written and it's all done.
That's when theory comes in hand.
Yeah,
it's you have useful. Better control of writing the stuff and, like, you know, tweaking things better, you know, and stuff like this. Because, dude, you said making the drum beat and then playing it. Nezu, I have a story that happened with our guitars. I'm sure you know Guitar Pro, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the guitarist's place to go to tab out the whole tablature and the notes.
Yeah.
So Sally, our guitarist in my band, he made the drum beat. Dude, the bridge part, it sounded like an octopus playing the drums. It's like a drummer with 8 hands. And we gave it to our drummer Z. Z is like, man, there's extra hits. No one on earth can do this.
It's like, what? Do you think I can hit the crash and the ride and play double bass, but also hit the floor toms and the snare at the same time?
It's like, dude, so many things. Like,
unless you're Thomas from Meshuggah, you know,
dude,
the drummer of Meshuggah.
And the best part is, like,
he's a legit living human being who's an octopus.
Yeah,
like the way that guy drums, I don't know.
He's nuts.
He's
completely
insane.
Exactly.
Insane. Sometimes I watch his drum plays and I'm like, is he human or just alien?
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, dude, okay, so we got it. You got Korn, you got like movies and anime, like, you know, like the whole video game soundtracks and stuff like this. Which is, where do you see your final product? Like, what is one of your biggest achievements one day that you know, Nezu Music made this?
Wow.
That's tough.
I know,
That's
dude.
Wow.
You came to a tough channel, man. Hence the name, man. Dirty Talk, bro.
Jesus.
And we always make our guests think, you know,
Like, I need that bulb,
I'm
you know,
gonna
I
slip
just
it
like
right now.
throw
like,
it around.
yeah,
you know?
like there are some generic questions. Other than that, we hit like, you know, hit you with questions that you'll be like, damn.
We're like slap you back to reality. It's like, brother, come back, man.
I don't know. For me, I'd like to go. Okay, like if that can be like Wildest Dreams, I'd like to tour with. Yeah, I would like to tour with Miss Sugar. I think that'd be great.
Oh,
If I was to tour with Miss Sugar, I think that'd be.
Two,
pretty
there you
sick.
go. You won his heart already.
Yeah. By the way, he plays on both sides, okay? He likes every music.
Oh yeah.
Nezo, back me
Yeah,
up, brother.
I do like.
Tell her about the whole mumble rap talk that we had.
There we go again.
Dude, this coming out of a metalhead, it's an achievement for me, you know?
I mean, for me, like, good music is good music. The medium doesn't matter to me. Like, if it's like Britney Spears she has great songs. She does have great song, and you know it's undeniable. But do I listen to Britney Spears? No, but I can appreciate it. I'm like, it's cool. It's happy music. In a way, it's kind of.
You are just adding salt to injury.
Am I?
Because you know
Sorry.
why? Because like he's making sense in my head. I'm like, holy shit! If I'm saying that I'm open
Really,
to listening
woman?
to all. The,
All this time I'm telling you, look at the music, and we're talking about the sound engineering behind that. I'm not talking
Yeah,
about
but you
what the
didn't-
guy is saying. You know, I don't care. The guy is just saying gibberish. Let
and
him
mostly
say whatever
it's just
he
showing
wants.
off novelties. That's it.
Okay, let him show off, but the music, the arrangement, whatever, the producer, hands off. He is one of the cleanest producers I've
Yeah,
ever seen.
but dude, where he okay when Nezu said when Julian said that it you know it's happy music and you can actually like then I remembered that holy shit I do
So it just took
I
me.
put it on
So it just took me that I bring Nezo on the show so she can just.
I put it on for a long drive so that you know like we can jam and like enjoy and like be
Yeah.
light. Cause like this
She
guy,
enjoys some
okay,
mumble rap, you know
okay.
that.
If I play like my bands, like you know, Filth Band or like the other like deathcore stuff after the burial and shit, he goes, Nazneen, my head is aching. Can you just put something else?
I'm not always
Because I'm
like this.
blasting that shit.
Dude,
so.
she is blasting it, and I'm driving, and our area is like full of construction, and there's a lot of like trucks. I'm like, woman, I'm trying to focus. She puts like trigger double bass, like. I'm like, the whole car is shaking.
I mean, that was
like
my
war, man.
daily commute, 7 a.m. in the morning when I was driving to
You
work
have
before
issues.
dating you. Like
You
this
have
is what
issues.
my schedule was.
Did anyone told you you have
I mean,
issues?
there's something to be said. If you struggle waking up, like a good deathcore track when you wake up, there's nothing that
There
can
you
beat
go.
that.
There
You're
you
like,
go. Exactly.
I had that experience with my guitarist again.
Mm-hmm.
His alarm was Hatebreed.
Oh my
And
god.
I think the song called Doomsday or something like this. Like, you know, we always used to wake up with "Your doom awaits you." I'm like, man, don't you get heart attacks?
how do you not wake up in a jolting like a cardiac arrest?
Dude, you know, you get that, like, you feel your
Yeah.
hair is like, you feel that electric shock in your body, man. You know how many times I woke up with that guy? I'm like, holy, what the hell, bro?
With that guy? What happened?
It was
Because we traveled together. And stuff, like, you know.
see, Julian caught it. I caught it, but I let it go. I was like, okay, I'm gonna question him about this after.
You know that is irrelevant. You see what I'm dealing with, combos? You see?
yeah.
You see
Sorry,
the
it's my
guys in
fault
the
as
chat.
well. I'm so sorry.
By the way, guys
That's
in the
okay.
chat, if you guys have any question for Nezo, please drop
Yeah,
it at the
exactly.
comment section. I mean, I'm sure your family would have like bunch of questions.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they're all gone now. Yeah, like, okay, I've seen him. That's good.
Took a picture, you know, like, oh, you know, we've seen Julian.
Yeah, but I wanted to ask you, Julian, since like you've created so much music now and you've learned instruments by yourself, is there any like bucket list instrument that you have that you know what, that's the next thing you want to learn?
I think I really want to improve on synth. That's something that I really enjoy. Like, not really like the typical, you know, EDM type of stuff. That's like, nah, that's not really my
not
thing.
the
but,
cats and boots.
like, no, yeah. What I
Cats
really want
and
is that's actually a good name. Cats and boots. Really cool. It's like like if you want to do a glam band, that'd be a great name.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's so accurate.
So the ADM, yeah. Like
no,
the
no,
what's called the
EDM, not at
synths.
all, no. More like the synth stuff. More like the sound design type of stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I really want to improve on this.
Like you're
And
talking
then-
about that whole wiring instrument. That whole
that's
old school
that's the
synthesizers.
modular synth. No, that's
Yeah.
too expensive. I'm like this is just like money sink.
Dude,
So,
that shit
like,
is weird, man. That shit is like
It's in
What's
a way
happening?
it is awesome.
it is awesome. It is awesome, but it's
you're like controlling a synth from the voltages, so it's like super in depth stuff.
changing cables here and there,
Yeah.
Wow.
equalizing here. It's just like a big ass mixer.
Oh, wow, that's insane.
Yeah, so it's just like, dude. By the way, you know when we talk about that 1% of the society that listens to this thing, dude, no, people are into this music. I'm sure
Oh,
you
yeah.
heard about IDM,
IDM, yeah. Absolutely.
IDM, Apex Twin, for example, one
Apex
of
Twin's
the
IDM,
pioneers of this whole thing. Boards of
Mike
Canada. Yeah, Skirpusher, you
Balls
know,
of-
he's a bassist. That guy is a
Yeah,
different
he's
story.
also bassist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, he started like that. He came with his Dart Masters on tape and just like played at the club, playing bass over it. That was insane. Like
That's
That was like
crazy.
He's a
early
bassist.
90s type of stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
insane stuff.
Which one? Nezu, Julian, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just gonna explain the whole Square Pusher project to her. He's a bassist and he samples all this shit and he puts it all together as an electronic EDM. Sorry,
Okay.
IDM. By the way, IDM stands for Intelligent Dance Music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they don't really like that term. I think they're
Sounds
like,
very
yeah,
like-
but like it sounds really pretentious.
Yeah,
exactly.
it does.
So,
I mean, dude, I was with a bunch of friends in 2015 that they were like highly on, like they were metalheads, but on the like behind the curtain they were all like electronic heads. So we ended up in like drum and bass events in Dubai. Like we saw, who was this DJ we saw? I forgot his name. He was like a big shot, and dude, every time after party it was just like Square Pusher, Boards of Canada, Autechre, if you heard about them.
yeah,
Autechre was nice. Some stuff was nice. I liked it, but you know,
yeah, some stuff is really cool.
I
Actually.
like Glitch. Glitch is
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Like, again, I cannot explain it. It's just electronics, and it's all noisy. you know?
See, the fact that I'm a jabbermouth about music, and the fact that I'm keeping quiet means like this is
don't
your
know shit.
domain.
You
Like
don't know
you
anything.
understand this, like
Yeah.
because you've heard it and you are familiarized with it. For me, my music tastes
By
are very
the way,
restricted.
she pretends she's from the elitist. You know, she
I'm
only
not-
listens to metal.
What?
Yeah.
No, I can listen and I can keep an open mind once. And then I'll be like, you know
Like the
what?
once.
Yeah, you know why? You know why? Because, dude, everyone has the right to have an opinion. If, like, I'll be like, okay, you made that. Kudos to you.
Okay.
Not my cup of tea, but
Yeah.
thank you so much. You know,
Okay.
like that's my attitude. Like, I'll be like, okay, if I like someone, I'll
I
be
know
like,
for-
damn.
I mean, this is
you know?
fair.
Yeah.
I mean, this is fair as well. Like, if you don't like, you don't have to force yourself to like something. I think it's
There
just,
you go.
yeah, it's
You're
music taste.
telling the wrong guy. I always state mine.
He's giving me the good foundation of being like, you know what? Yeah.
Nezu, I was at the washroom and she was listening to, what was that Disney metal band you were listening
I
to?
will smack your butt. Okay.
Oh.
Is Powerwolf Disney?
Right. I see what he means. I see what he's saying.
Music, man.
Don't side with him. Don't.
Okay.
It feels like
okay.
Peter Pan movie, man.
Okay, can I give a really political answer there?
Okay.
So I can see why he says that they sound a bit because it's very power. Like power metal is very happy and like
Exactly.
very
Really?
hearing type stuff. So
Because you
I
don't
get
listen
why
to
he
power
says
metal,
that,
you won't know.
but I'm a
difference.
huge power metal head actually. really
Wow.
like power metal. Power Wolf is
I
awesome.
love,
They're
dude,
super funny.
It's insane. Like you know, like for example, if you're working out, it's a good workout genre as well.
Really?
Like
Yeah.
Dude, for that
Good
shit,
BPM for workout.
There you
Actually,
go.
like the BPMs are perfect.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like
like,
cardio and
"Arr!"
shit.
I
It will pump you
can
up.
work out with Meshuggah. Metallica, yes. Slayer.
Yeah, but like
Meshuggah
that's
is
a
hard,
little
though.
other genre. You know, you're
will try
slipping.
to flex with the timing.
Oh, can you imagine flexing with like Meshuggah? Like,
You'll end
I
up
don't
having
understand.
cramps.
My brain is like,
You'll just go home on a stretcher. You know, by getting cramps all over your
You're just
body.
gonna get cramps and you can't walk.
Exactly.
Oh man, dude, Nezu, again, man, thank you very much for joining us. This is so much fun. I mean, like, we're
Yeah.
trying to break the ice as much as we can, and like, you know, because we know you behind the scene, and you know, for the people that they don't know you, what is the most funniest experience that Nezu had while writing, or while performing?
Oh, good question.
fun experience. For like funny.
Yeah, I mean, if you had a funny experience on stage or while recording, like you did the whole track and you didn't record, which that actually sad.
Terrible. Actually. That would have been really bad.
Wow.
But I would laugh at it, like, yeah, you know.
Yeah, after 10 hours of nagging.
Yeah.
I don't know. The funniest thing. Well, I think when we started, actually when we were a two-piece, we did a few mixtapes with my friend, and we would just show up. We were just jamming, and we like he came to my house, and we were just jamming endlessly, trying different things, and just trying to make it work. And that was super fun. That was actually really fun. The whole writing thing that I do right now is super interesting, but it's not really a lot of fun. Like it's I'm always super into it, but it's not really fun. It lacks the fact that, you know, when you're with someone that you really enjoy being with, you're like, oh well, this is really cool, let's try this, and you're like, and we're trying different things, and that was a lot of fun. But right now it's like I'm really like into it, really focused, and really like you know, diving into this world that I'm building, and trying to and it's in a way it is fun, but it's not funny. It's not like woo. It's just like really I can really focus a lot on it. So yeah, I would say the beginning was really fun.
Oh, okay,
Nice.
that's great. But like, there was no funny experiences, like, you know, on stage or anything.
You know what? I never got like Nezu was finally ready to go on stage right before COVID hit.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry
God.
to hear that, man.
That's why I really wanted to be like, okay, well, let's treat it like kind of as a show. Like I'll play the song like it's a show, and so now I can play live. I can play probably like an hour or something. But,
That's great, man. That's great.
Yeah, but it's super hard right now because in France, like the situation. So there are concerts and stuff, but it's hard, and we're still a bit on the fence. We don't know if there's going to be another lockdown or not.
Oh, right. Okay.
So it's kind of hard to get shows right now. I sent the EP to a bunch of people, and they were like interested, but for next year. So
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's the sad part about this whole pandemic, that the entertainment business got the biggest hit. And
I mean,
for
already
sure.
when he said COVID, I was like, okay, I understand his pain. You
Yeah.
know, like having all this, like, you know, gold that you're sitting on, that songs, and then you
and
can't
you
put
get
out.
excited to showcase, and you get an opportunity and stuff like this, which is sad, man. I mean, I know a lot of people that they were musicians in Dubai that they actually left, you know,
Yeah.
because the whole entertainment business is down, like super down.
Yeah.
this is terrible. And then you know, that's the thing. Like I'm working as well, so I'm like, yeah, that's okay. It doesn't affect me. That's not my livelihood. I wish it was. Let's be honest. Like if I got to do that for a living, I'd be super happy. But I'm working on the side, so it's easier for me. But like some people who that was, you know, they were barely making it. They got hit super hard because all of a sudden, you know, you're not making a lot of money making it, like playing music and stuff, but all of a sudden you have to go work at the bar or like, I don't know, McDonald's or some random stuff like that.
I understand.
Like that's a hard hit, really.
Right.
I mean, hopefully everything opens up soon,
I know.
and it just takes the human beings to take care of each other because.
Exactly. And I mean, also there is a little bit of flexibility needed and also a help needed from the government and the countries, the authorities themselves to make sure that at least the public is safe enough to go out for performances and have events at following rules and stuff, at least
like a lot of
at
bands
the beginning.
That were, a couple of months ago, I think in July, a lot of bands played shows,
at least some bookings is better than no bookings, like
absolutely. I'm dying to go to a show. To be honest, last time I went to a show was January 2020. But
oh, nice.
Wow.
That's
the early days of COVID.
Yeah, and for us it was there was one case in France that day. I remember that was first case. It was that day, and I remember because that's when actually I came to Clermont-Ferrand for the first time, and I was interviewing the bands that were playing the show. I was writing for a fanzine at the time, and I was doing an interview, and I remember one of the guys is coughing, and I'm like, "Oh, is that COVID?" As a joke. Yeah, not my finest moment.
You know what I want him to say?
Yeah.
What's that Dexter's line?
Omelette du fromage.
Yeah.
Oh, omelette du fromage. Okay, so there's something funny about that. He actually doesn't say it right.
Wow.
So what we would say in French is omelette au fromage.
Right.
Not du fromage.
Right, there you go. So
So
how to say it again? Say it again. I mean, I dude, French is another language. It's so posh, and it's just
Do I need to leave? You guys need your space. Should I just tata bye bye? Should I go?
Say it again, man.
Omelette au fromage.
Yeah, I know. It's very posh. I get it. I get it.
Ow.
Oh, sorry. My
She's
bad.
hitting me
I
on
forgot.
my vaccination
I forgot we just got. Sorry, baby. Sorry.
That was today, right? You guys got your second shot today.
Yeah, we got it today, man. We got the Pfizer.
How is it? Are you not feeling too?
The handache is there, but other than the
We're
hand
slow.
pains, feel fatiguish and just.
We were already slow, and this is just making us slower.
Exactly.
I don't know. I think it's the right rhythm for me. I'm like, it's cool. I can handle that.
No, it's all good. It's just man, over here, the crowd, you imagine you're going to a department to get vaccinated, and it's infested with people.
It's like fish market level. It's crowded because there are a lot of appointments given, and it's a first come first serve basis and stuff. So
and they require a visa page and your ID card, and then you need to sit for a while. There's shit ton of families and
dude, other than that, Dubai's heat or UAE, in general Middle East, the heat here is it's it already gets you dehydrated and you get a heat stroke. Other than that, you are already having high anxiety in these crowds.
Yep, it's just it's all adds up,
Yeah, exactly. Once you come home, you're you just want to die.
Dude, the temperature reaches up to 49, 50 over here, which is
are
yes.
What?
Yeah.
It's okay, today was 25 and I was hot.
See, this is the thing, dude. Even my aunt in UK, she's like, we are having someone. I'm like, excuse me, what? Please don't say anything. You guys are relaxing in 24, 25.
Julian, the problem is you guys don't have humidity. We have on top of the heat, we have humidity, which it's not fun. You can handle heat, if there is a bit of breeze,
especially breathing in the mask.
And dude, the humidity with the mask, it just creates that. Dude, there is some parts that I can't breathe. I can't.
Yeah.
I feel so. I don't know if it's COVID or something. I'm getting suffocated.
Oh God!
Aren't you thankful you're away from us?
Oh my God!
Oh man. So Nezu, man, what else they can the viewers can find out about Nezu music? Is there something behind the curtain that it's kind of subliminal for the people to understand in this whole repetitive structures that you have in the music, or is just Nezu being Nezu?
Damn.
So right now there's no meaning to like the chanting parts. So that lyrics like to the song part, but like the chanting part, there's no proper meaning to it. But I'm writing a language at the moment, so there'll be meaning to that.
Whoa. Wait, did you just say that you're writing a language?
Yeah,
No.
I'm writing a language, like a
I thought he said he's writing.
Dude,
a
even
different language.
I was like, writing a language. I'm like, what did he just say?
What?
He's composing a whole new language.
How is that?
like Tolkien with Elvish, and
Oh
all
my.
different, this type of stuff. And
So,
so
okay.
there'll be meaning to that later down the line.
Okay, Elfish is like, for example, elves. Their
Okay.
language. It's like very ancient.
What is their language?
It's
Elvish.
probably there. Yeah, Elvish.
It's,
It's
did you
probably-
see Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes the elves, they speak in a different language.
So the language you're trying to make is it's based off that, or
It's a different one, completely different. It
How
will
you-
sound very different as well.
wait. I was I was asking about the music. He's saying he's making a new language. How this whole thing came up, man? Like,
It's actually, there's a whole scene about like it's called conlangs, so constructed languages. And there's like on the internet you can find loads of videos about like this type of stuff. It's a whole scene. Like Tolkien really made it very popular, but there's a bunch of artists that did that. Sigur Rós did it.
Okay.
There's a French band called Magma that did that as well back in the 70s, and yeah. So, but like the reason I didn't start with this is like a lot of my favorite bands use conlang, so I'm just using it as a side note, just like on the bass side of things. I don't want to be my song to be like that, but like since it's like this weird stuff that I'm doing anyway, I'm just gonna make it a language, and then maybe. Well, I'll know what it means, but like I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it. It's just
unless you have that crowd that they are into the stuff and they can understand it.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, if at some point people are really interested in it, that could be a fun thing to do. But like, I just do it for me, just because there's a whole universe about the music. Like everything that I'm playing, every song is actually a moment in this universe.
Wow.
And I'm like, since I could make like many languages. I just want to make one. It's because there's a whole magic system that I'm working right now, and I want this to be just this language, actually, the language that touches on the magic on the magic world. So that'll be.
So you're a magician as well.
I'm not a magician, but is it like in the universe that like essentially. You see like bands who have concept albums, they're like the whole thing, there's a universe about the album, they talk about something. For me, like the whole band is a concept. So there's a whole universe that I draw from, like every time there's a song. So there's a cast of recurring characters, for example, that you can see in different songs. And the whole EP that I just made is about four main characters, I would say.
Wow.
And are going to come back at some point, and do different things.
Wow, I would have never guessed that that's like completely behind the backstory for this.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
That's really crazy.
So wait, you're keeping a dictionary for the new language that you're inventing, like for people to understand?
I'm going to work on that right now. I don't it's really basic. So
Oh, right, okay.
I only have like 5 words.
Nice.
But
Still.
like it's actually
Can we
no
hear?
words like
Can we hear a
syllables.
couple of them?
Not really. It's not ready yet. So right now I know. But
No, that's
soon-
okay.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
okay.
no, I thought I just like because I've never heard
Yeah,
such
yeah.
a thing. So
Yeah.
It's stuff like you can pronounce stuff like Taishkrun. It's like really weird
Ooh.
sounding.
Why does
stuff.
this remind me of like Christopher Paolini's books for Aragon? Like it reminds me of Brizinger, like all his random words that he uses.
I mean,
I don't know that actually. What's the name of the book?
Aragon. It's like a dragon fan.
Oh,
like,
Aragon.
yeah,
Oh.
Aragon. Yeah.
I've never read it actually.
Which you saw
Is
the
it good?
movie, yeah?
Yeah,
There is
it's
movie
actually a
of it.
book. Yeah, it's like a first one is a really small edition. The one that I got, it's like a tiny purple one. Then they have big ass, Inheritance, Brizinger, all the other parts as well. So I really love dragons, so that's why I read
Yeah.
fiction. Wait, by the way, are you into reading fiction as well, or?
Yeah, sure. I read a ton of sword and sorcery type of
Thought
stuff.
so.
I really like that. I like, in a way, like semi non-fiction. So I really like Bukowski, for example. Bukowski is one of my heroes. There's this French author called Céline, which is probably my favorite author ever. He's kind of fantastic.
Nice.
He was also kind of an asshole, so we don't talk about him too much. He had like
Okay.
big ideological problems. Let's put it that way.
okay.
But yeah, he was a fantastic, fantastic author too.
I mean,
So, yeah.
I'm not into reading because she knows it makes me sleep. So, but again, I admire people that they read and stuff. I mean, but making your own language. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, imagine the imagination you need.
Like I have an imagination of what I want to eat tomorrow, but making.
Well, I don't have that. So.
Like, man, dude, like, things like this wants me to know more about him,
Exactly.
Like what the hell, man?
That's why,
what
like-
you been tripping on when you thought that you... Are you into Dungeon and Dragons stuff? And
I am big time, of course.
Here we go.
There you go.
Someone drag DJ Zax, our another streamer friend. His name is DJ_Zax. Yeah, just give him a shout out. That guy is into Dungeon. Dude, the guy is so into Dungeon and Dragons that he tells me to not call him on certain days.
Yeah,
of course,
like,
because he's playing. And you don't want to be disturbed by the rest of the
Disturbed.
world when you're playing. You're like
Exactly.
in this world. You can't be disturbed because like that's the thing. It's especially because you're playing with other people.
Yeah.
And it's like a big, it's like a big theater play with everyone involved, and it's all improvised. And if you have something that's like dragging you out of this, then you're like, oh, you can lose your footing and stuff. But it's super cool. I suggest you try it because it's one of the funniest things to do.
Dude, I'm
Really,
gonna come up
it's
with
super
different
fun.
stories that are gonna corner the guy.
I just wanna tell Kakush he or she, who is it?
I don't.
She's-
Apparently,
she's-
it's, yeah,
okay.
it's his,
So
it's his aunt, so.
she's saying Pasolini. It's actually Paolini. It's like Paolini. You have
Oh,
to
Paolini.
say it. Paolini. You have to say it well.
Yeah, you're having your moment. Yeah, the Super Mario.
Yeah.
You know that Super Mario is a very nice thing. That the creator is Japanese, the guy is Italian, and he has a mustache like a Mexican, and he's a plumber.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Never thought it that way.
yeah.
Wow, you just blew my mind. Holy
You
shit.
need to be like pandas, They're
So this
black
was the
and
random
white.
fact of the day. If anyone wants to redeem, this was the random fact.
You should know that pandas
Random
are.
fact.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know that. So more you learn.
Yeah, don't be racist. Be like pandas,
Yeah.
They're black and white
our
and
pandas
Asian.
like the worst animals ever. I think they're kind of assholes though.
They're just chilling over there. man.
What? No, they're the cutest, most like
I
cuddliest
think they're really
furballs.
cute when they're kid, but I think other than that, they're pretty terrible animals.
Dude, they're like
Sitting here judging pandas.
because dude, you know why? Because they cannot defend themselves. Okay, yeah,
Oh, man.
like literally, they're just like floof balls sitting
Man,
and eating sugar cane.
I just
That's
want to
all
make
they
a
do.
channel with Julian, just sit down and just nag about random
Yeah, I
animals.
think you guys, yeah, and especially with Mr. Majid,
yeah.
the guest we have on
the
the
guests
show.
that we have on the show. And things wow, we jumped from
From where to
some-
where, yeah.
making your own language
That-
to pandas
that's
being
what
terrible
happens.
animals.
Yeah, that works.
Wow.
It's like being on YouTube and going from a cooking show to suddenly how to give birth to a giraffe. Like,
Yeah,
I do that every day.
That rabbit hole.
dude, I've never been a person to sleep with YouTube on, but once happened and the thing was stuck. Like, it didn't happen for me to reach to different videos and shit like this.
Okay.
It's just like something.
So showing the same.
Wait, it wasn't YouTube. It was Netflix.
All right. Okay,
it's
that's
like,
why.
Are you alive, basically? By the way, it's a good segue. What type of shows you watch on Netflix? Are you a Netflix dude, series dude? You know, you are into anime. So what else?
Yeah,
aside
I do
of
watch
anime?
animes on there. What do I watch? Actually, let me put my Netflix on now.
Wow.
Give me 1 second.
By the way, Bleeding is in the house. What's up, Bleeding? What's
Hi,
up? What's
Bleeding.
up?
How are you? I mean, I saw his comment earlier.
Yeah.
Then I was like, you know what Nezu was saying. I don't want to disturb him.
Yeah. Sorry,
So-
guys, if we're not so attentive, because they're kind of talking between each other.
Yeah,
They're talking
exactly.
about Magma, the
Yeah.
French.
Bleeding
band.
is the guy that Nezu we were talking about, the band
The
from
Tech
Bahrain,
Death.
Lunacyst.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's
Oh,
the
cool.
same dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll definitely check them out.
Yo, I mean, if you're up for it, I can show it to you on the show.
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, let's
Shouldn't
play
we
some
be
music.
playing
Yeah.
his music?
I mean, he's here.
Oh, okay, Allah.
Prasad, Bleeding, if you're okay with it, I want to show one of your songs to our good friend over here. By the way, Bleeding, this is our guest, Nezu. His real name is Julian. He's a Frenchman with the posh British accent.
Wow, that's just
French
become
man
his
with
official.
That's what I do in my life.
That's become his like official title now.
Yeah, dude, because I was like struggling with writing a title for the whole thing, like,
Yeah.
to explain it. I'm like, he is French. He talks like a butler. So
Alfred.
What? I thought he would say something like royal family. You know?
actually, yeah, sorry, because I was thinking Batman, then I thought
Yeah.
Alfred, as he said. But again, I mean, no offense, man. You know what I
Wow.
say.
No offense, I'm
Like,
joking.
he's a one-man band, and I just put the whole thing, French and British accent just together just to make it funny.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it actually works.
Yeah.
It works. It does.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
I know I'm not a funny guy, but give me this one. Yeah.
Oh,
bet you
you
would.
sorry, you're a vaccine hand. Sorry.
Hit me 10 more times.
Sorry.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
Oh God.
Baby.
It's a great song.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
Great song. He's a millennial too. We were like, we were talking. It's like, man, no one survived this wave.
Yeah.
All of
Yeah,
us
you
dived
couldn't
into it for a while.
Get away from it. It was
Yeah.
there. It was in your face all the time. So.
Actually, that's so true. Like I remember.
Hey, don't compare your era with our era.
I was in 90s.
I know, but you were a few years later. So you missed out. We
Okay.
talk about good stuff. You're talking about semi-good stuff.
Well, we're talking about Britney Spears. Like, to be honest, like,
Okay. Semi good stuff, right? Okay.
Backstreet Boys, come on, NSYNC.
Yeah. But the Brooklyn Nine-Nine version.
Bleeding is telling you, hey, Julian. He's saying, by the way, Julian, our Lunacyst album is also concept album. We made our own character and have backstory based on non-fiction storyline, a badass vulgar storyline. Nice, and we have a new follower.
Ramaset 2. This sounds French.
Can you read the name?
That sounds very French. Can you update so he can see at least
which
the
one
latest?
is it?
Just a sec.
He will update it now so you can see underneath. The latest followers on the left. It shows. Does it show now?
It should show.
This didn't show you just yet.
Yeah, it needs a bit to update. Welcome to Twitch and hashtag pro streaming.
Oh my god.
I am refreshing. It's gonna take a bit. Anyway,
Yeah.
That's
we'll,
alright.
Yeah, we'll get
Wait,
back to it.
it shows now. It shows
Oh,
now.
sure.
I was thinking, that's my cousin.
There you go. I told you.
is
I told you. I was like, see, this sounds French. I don't want to butcher it, please.
Well,
She's my cousin. She's awesome. She's actually my just also my goddaughter.
Oh,
When you know,
wow.
she's actually she pierced me there. She's a tattoo artist and she's also a piercer.
nice.
She's
nice.
she's really sick.
That's
Wow.
awesome. Thank you very much for joining us.
I
We're
know.
just
Welcome
gonna
to the
call you Ramaset. I'll call you Ram.
Yeah, Ram is alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ram.
Yeah, Miss Ram.
Welcome, Miss Ram. Thank you very much for the follow and welcome to Convos and Chill Dirty Talk Sessions. I'm Dirty and this is my co-host and my wife. She's a Phoenix.
Hi, welcome.
She's a tattoo artist as well. She designs tattoo arts. So you can see her tattoo arts at She's a Phoenix on IG. And please DM us your page. Anyway, we're gonna get. Do you have a page? Does she have a page on IG?
I think she does. Yeah.
Cool. So
maybe she can mention in the comments, so I can also check her out.
Yeah,
like
please
her
at,
designs.
Yeah, tell us at what, and just keep it in the comment section.
Yeah.
So
because for Convos and Chill, we have like any form of like artistic person or any like soul that drops by. We are like, you know what, we need to know this person.
Yeah, man. And Nezu, please get off your lazy ass. I know you're not lazy, but get on Twitch. You are, dude. We were troubleshooting the whole stream on his channel. It's like, man, I already have 5 viewers.
I remember, it was 2 hours, and I was waiting for him to call me back, and I'm like, dude, what were you guys doing? Were you like building the PC from ground up? Like, why did it take so long? but like that's what I said. Kudos to him. He could have easily sampled the music, but he preferred to perform it live.
That was his first thing to say, that he wants to perform the thing at the beginning, and to give them a touch of what he's doing.
Exactly. Like I don't know if like we asked a similar question. I have a feeling, but like, is there any artist or someone that you would like to collaborate with in your like type of we didn't ask this. I don't know. I don't know what genre to put his music in again. But
yeah, it's weird. It's a weird one.
I would call you Loops.
Loops? Yeah, I've got like Tribecore because it's kind of tribal in a way.
Oh,
so,
right.
But Tribecore actually exists as some form of like underground electronic music. So it does exist already, but it's not super popular, so I'm still trying to push for it. I'll be like, that's gonna be me.
I mean, that's what I see in Nezu, and I really, Nezu, I'm not trying to blow smoke off your ass. The thing is that I really appreciate musicians that they look at music with this lens, from this angle. They're like, because me, like, you can say 5 years ago I was cornered and I was listening to one type of music, and at the end of the day my project, my side project, sounded like it. You understand what I'm saying? But for you, it's really, how to say it, it's amazing that you took all these things with the touch of metal and the whole traditional, the whole chanting type of vocals, and creating your own language. It's just beyond my brain. Like, I cannot do that. I mean, I would not actually shoot myself in the foot to go that far to make myself overcomplicated. But kudos to you that you're actually doing it, and keep doing it. And you need to join on Twitch, and you need to showcase this, because it's not something that people will get familiar with from the get-go. Maybe few parts, as you said, but when there is this much of knowledge, not knowledge is not the right word, definition behind it, that you can actually explain it to the people.
Exactly.
Sorry if it's a long explanation, but I'm just trying to say that it's something that it needs to be experienced as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
and we're just being brand ambassadors for Twitch without getting paid. We're just telling everyone that we're meeting, just transfer to Twitch.
We drag bleeding, and
we drag bleeding as well. Exactly.
I hope you're enjoying your time here, man. Nezu, you're next, bro.
So Julian, which artist would you like to collaborate with for any of your future projects?
Okay, if it's a dream type of collaboration, I think Trent Reznor I would like very much.
9 Inch Nails.
That'd be pretty awesome, let's be honest. But I do collaborate the whole Instagram music scene. There's a bunch of us, and we kind of collaborate together already quite a bit.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
So I did a song with this guy called Adam Sharp. He's from the UK. He's really cool. Actually, you could have him on there. He's awesome, dude. He's so funny. And
for sure, definitely. I mean, I'll get right on it, and we'll try to contact him for sure.
He's awesome. So we did one thing together. There's this guy from Quebec. So his name is À fond la caisse, which means balls to the wall, essentially.
Wow. Okay.
What a badass name.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And he does, so there's a collaboration coming, and I'm just doing vocals on there. But
Nice.
there's definitely a song I want him on. for sure.
Nice.
And I'm working on that right now, and so I think he'll be. We'll do that quite soon. He's really cool. Like his stuff is really like Dillinger Escape Plan.
Oh, okay.
We talked about that actually last time. Dillinger Escape Plan, or I don't know if you guys know. Oh Jesus, the name evades me now.
Is it a band?
It's a band. I don't have it. The Locust. It's a great band. Okay.
I've never heard the Locust.
Okay, I'm gonna write it down in my list because
she always like note down every band. Like,
everyone
artists.
exactly. They all tell me like, listen to this. I have goldfish memory. As I said, I'm functioning on 2 brain cells.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need my notes. What was the one? The
That's
Locust?
a good thing.
The Locust.
Yeah.
And Dillinger Escape Plan. I don't know if you checked them out since last time, but
she would like Dillinger Escape Plan. Have you heard Stray from the Path?
No.
no.
I showed you. You didn't like it. I'm talking to Shiza first. You shut up.
Damn. Okay then.
Dude, they're not like Dillinger Escape Plan. Imagine Rage Against the Machine went way heavier and metal.
Okay, that can be really cool.
Dude, Straight from
the
Path.
Path.
Yeah.
I'll check them out.
They're
for sure.
amazing, man. They're amazing. If you like that Tom Morello-ish riffage, with the modern sound of metal, you will love them.
Okay.
Straight from the Path. Yeah, they're fucking great. But you know, as she gave you a hint, she's not into rap music, so that's why she doesn't like rap stuff.
Right. Okay. As a rap metal type of stuff, Hacktivist, I really like.
Yeah. Activists again, they fall under the whole gent.
Yeah. They're like a rap metal with gent riffs.
Mm-hmm.
They are British, yeah. They're
British, yeah. And the main rapper, he's awesome. He's just really great. He's got like this great British accent, so that really works.
Jules, have you ever heard Candiria?
No. That's funny because I was watching. I don't know if you know Finn McKenty. The punk rock MBA. He's got his YouTube channel. It's quite famous. It's really good content when he talks about the scene and stuff.
Okay.
So it's like really, he knows really well about like metalcore and this type of stuff, and he makes a lot of video about a certain scene. And there's one video where he talks about rap metal, and he says he hates everything but Candiria. Like Activists he despises. Candiria's like, oh, that's actually quite good.
Dude,
I mean, it's a band that I can tolerate and I can actually grow to like.
Because they're way heavy. They're not even any. Dude, the guy is multi.
The riffs are insane. Man. I think a couple of songs are by now, right?
Dude, whenever we drop by my drummer's
we're chilling
house,
with his drummer. Yeah,
he's a huge Candiria fan, and he's like, man, let's make music like this. You know, like, he's an angry kid, so Candiria really.
I mean, which drummer isn't?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
my drummer in Hangman Smile. I mean, he's like the chillest dude ever. He's got no self-confidence.
Oh.
He's really good though. Like he's really, really good. But like he's got no confidence.
I mean,
this is so weird.
It's like he's just feeling maybe insecure on stage or like nervous or something. Like, you know.
By the way, okay, the Hangman Smile. How that whole journey started for you? They were looking for a vocalist and you joined in. How was the vibe? How was the chemistry from the get-go? Tell us something, tell us some information about them.
That's interesting because I met the bass player, right? But at the time I was still living in southern France.
Okay.
So I met him and we talked. He sent a Nezu song to the other dudes and they were like, maybe. They were like not really impressed with the vocal style. They were like, yeah, maybe it could work, not sure. And then they sent me a bunch of demos they had, and I worked from there. And they were like, yeah, okay, that can work, that can work. So I ended up moving. So that was the whole COVID thing. So at the time it was the first lockdown and stuff. So I was at home and I was working on this. But I had in my mind that I would move at some point, and I ended up moving about a year ago, really, and it started. I think they were not really too into it at first. The bass player, yes, he was, but like the rest of the dudes, they were like, yeah, maybe, not sure. And then we started rehearsing, and then all the way until like recently, where I sent them a bunch of I took songs with no vocals on them. And I didn't try to do what they were doing, and I started doing like my own thing on them, and they were like, okay, now we're talking, and now they're like kind of really into it. But to be fair, there hasn't been any shows. It's like it's been really difficult still to even to rehearse, because they are all dads.
Yeah.
And I'm the only one without kids, but like for their timetables to align.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. Yeah,
it's a whole
insane.
other bag of dicks.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, that's another thing that you don't have to, worry about. But
I mean, that's also the sad tragedy of the many bands here in UAE that became famous,
Yeah, but
and then because of families and moving out or job requirements or something like that.
I mean,
like,
this gave me an idea to ask him about how is the scene in France, as in
Yeah, actually-
let's talk pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Okay. So it really depends where you are. So in terms of metal, south of France is not great, except for a bunch of bands. I think it was a lot better around end of the 90s, early 2000s. I think that was like a lot better south of France. I mean, Gojira, they're from like southwest.
Right.
But I don't think there were many bands in their scene at the time. I'm not too sure. Paris is a big one. Where I'm right now is actually a big one. There's quite a few bands here. But the biggest, I think that's not Paris, because Paris is, I mean, there's so many people. There's bound to be like a million bands there. But Bretagne, so that's northwest, is a big one. That's where, the Hellfest festival is. And there's actually a huge scene there. So yeah, that's something I really want to. Actually, the funny thing is one of the parts of France I never went to.
Wow.
So I need to sort out. But I think like with the whole COVID situation, if it goes better, like if it starts actually being a bit chiller about restrictions and stuff, I think that's something I'll get down to doing, just to meet a bunch of people over there as well. It's always interesting to meet new people. Like it took one concert here for me to move. Like that was the only thing that I needed. I just met someone and I was cool, hit it off, and then I met a ton of people thanks to that. So just
amazing,
sometimes just going somewhere else, you just meet someone and it just works, I mean, sometimes it doesn't, but
I mean, at least you had the option of traveling to another place, as in like different city would work for you, or different networking would work for you. But as in like for a lot of musicians on this region, is super hard, man. Like really crazy hard. And at least you still can have chances of moving around to try your luck as much as you can to just push in.
Yeah, or even like having a career in that kind of field, because here it's like you need to have a day job to be able to support your hobby.
Yeah, this is a very expensive hobby.
Yeah, exactly. So like it doesn't pay well here, considering the environment that it is, the type of music that it is. I
mean, keep in mind the whole metal genre, it doesn't make sense here.
Yeah.
Like there is no established point, nothing. They don't even know that there is a point.
Yeah.
Like there is nothing. They just know that it might be a satanic ritual.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly. Like bunch of people headbanging, oh shit,
Yeah, but like in a way, some types of metal they are really pushing in that direction as well. Like I mean, some bands in Norway in the early 90s, they were really they kind of gave metal a bad name in a way. Like the whole mayhem thing.
Yeah, he's talking about the black metal
churches
scene.
and killing people.
Exactly.
Burzum and these guys.
Yeah.
I mean, again, it's like everywhere has bad and good. Good and bad people. It's one of these things, but that bad one took the biggest highlight. Section ever. That's the highest ranked in highlights, which is sad, man. I mean, we always dealt with this, but because of this region's limitations, and dude, seriously, kudos to the organizers that we have, that there are like 2 of them only.
In the whole country.
Yeah, the whole country.
This is
There's
insane.
4 metal scenes.
Yeah.
For the metal scene, these 2 only, Motaslim and Jabber,
Yeah.
which it's Metal East Records and Joe Scene,
Exactly.
and they bring
And they try their
most
level
of the
best,
bands
yeah.
we've seen lately it's out of these 2 productions.
Yeah, and they try their level best to get like bands from other countries
Yeah.
and different genres.
Like they got Nile, they got
That's cool.
they got Catatonia, they got dude, they got barrage of they got the what is the Chris Adler's band that he's drumming for them?
I don't know. By the way, did you tell him that you opened for Nickelback?
Oh, I was on the live stream.
Yeah.
Actually, I saw that.
I mean, I
I saw
don't
that.
show off that way, my dear.
Dude, when I still cannot like believe it. Like I
You know that-
still cannot.
That's funny though, because like a lot of people give shit to Nickelback and stuff, but Devin Townsend.
Yeah, that was did a
Yeah.
track with them, but they
Yeah,
never
he
released
did,
it.
and you know what he said? He said actually that they're the most lovable dude.
Yeah.
And like, he's a legend. Like Devin Townsend, he's like this crazy
Musician.
insane metalhead, and he's like, no, actually Chad Kroeger, he's a very alpha male type of character. Like everything he tries, he succeeds, and it's just the way he is. And I think a lot of people resent him for that. But apparently, he's also very lovable. Like,
Dude.
seriously, like yeah.
Dude,
It was called Hail, the band.
yeah,
Sarum
Sarum,
is
yeah, Hail. Like these organizers, they brought down Hail, they brought Christian, they brought Vader, they brought Hypocrisy. They wanted to bring Lacuna Coil in February, which it got cancelled because of COVID.
Yeah, and apparently I spoke to Motasim. He was also gonna get Azali Dying.
Yeah,
but,
Azali Dying. They got Sepultura a couple of
Yeah.
times down here. Dude, a lot of good shows coming out of these 2 organizers. But again,
This
back
is
to
insane.
that point.
This is really cool. Like,
Yeah, dude, Catatonia, it was sold out. Sepultura was sold out. Like they even brought down Mayhem,
that
but-
is
but it was a
that is
different
a bold
production.
move.
Yeah, which the
That is
show was almost
super
getting.
bold,
Yeah, the show was almost getting canceled because the other organizers wasn't these 2 that I named. There were other organizers which they had a fight in between each other. This guy goes and screws up that other guy's scene, and
Yeah.
vice versa. So he knew that he's bringing mayhem in, so he called the cops and he said there's some satanic shit happening.
Which is not
Oh
far
my
from the
God.
truth.
Well, I mean, again, like they even tried to bring Emperor down, but
and all this happened before I was even familiarized that there is a scene here in Middle East for metalheads. Like it's that. It's not underground per se, but like it's very difficult to find the circle of all these bands and musicians unless and until you're in that circle.
Yeah.
Like it's that saturated.
So I mean, Nezu, for you, which scene worked well? Is it the town that you're in now, or when you were back at your own hometown, or even in Manchester? How was the situation?
Oh, Manchester was awesome. Manchester's like, as far as music goes, hard to beat. There's like
Yeah.
everything there. Electronic music, there's metal, there's rock, there's hip hop.
Yep.
It's hard to beat. It's a great scene, but it's a lot bigger as well. In
But-
my hometown, not so much. I think I used to play in rock bands and stuff. There was a bit of a prog rock scene back where I was, and I was like part of this scene as with my first band way back when. But other than that, I never really found a place after that. And then Hamburg was awesome. Hamburg was
nice.
insane. For metal, especially, Hamburg was really good. I mean, there's other stuff as well, but like, it's really great for that. But yeah, one thing that I never mentioned is also I have a day job as well, so I'm definitely on that side of the coin as well. And for me, in order to move that much, it was also about being unstable. Like I never wanted too much stability because it would prevent me from moving as well. So that was
Right.
also that aspect.
Yeah.
That's
Makes
great.
sense.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Is there any kind of general, like for example, basic topic? Like for example, you said that each song is like a character and stuff. So when you write about different songs, like, lyrical wise, like, is it like there is a general topic that's always repetitive and like the foundation of all the other songs, or like is there a separate story for each song individually and it'll always be like that, or are you trying to create like a series or something?
Yeah, it's more like a series, I think. I see more like different moments from this universe, different moments and different also different places. So
Right.
there's a bunch of different, so there's the main world, there's this thing called the holographic world, which is kind of a different dimension where things work differently, like the logic's not the same. And then but everything is kind of like it's a way of looking at the world, like it's a post-apocalyptic world. So everything's kind of fucked up, really.
Oh, right.
And it's and you take there's a lot of gods, because everyone essentially what happened is there used to be 3 gods, and nobody really know how, but they died. They probably fought and they died, and that destroyed the planet. Well, not really destroyed, but like they fucked it up really, like it's like nuclear winter type of stuff, like really fallouts, and then after that the cosmogony was kind of broken, but like everyone could kind of become a god as long as you have people believing in you. And the more people believe in you, the more power you have,
Right.
really.
Yep.
And so you start seeing different things, but like for example there's this character that's actually quite interesting. It's called the Broodmother. There's quite a few songs about her. She is a goddess, but she's kind of this insectoid divinity.
Yep.
But
There is a character in MK as well.
MK?
Yeah. Mortal Kombat.
Oh, the Broodmother?
Yeah. It's the character called Devora. One of her variations is Broodmother.
Oh, really?
The one with the bees and stuff.
Oh, the one that I like.
Yeah.
Right.
She's like
I
the
didn't know
queen. Yeah, it was an MKX, Mortal Kombat X. That when you said Broodmother, I came to that. I was just waiting for the more definition that you say that
Yeah.
from the insect family.
Essentially, she's like her big thing for her is she lays eggs all day, and she essentially creates her following that way. Because she lays eggs, and all her kids just venerate her. So she's got insane powers. Just because she's just standing there, and then and she's not doing anything. But there's this organization called the Sect. There's spelled SSECT, and that's a service to the standardization of emerging cults and temples. That is essentially. They are working very hard to reinstate the old gods, because they were like they like the way the world was before, and they want the world to come back to that. So they're trying to they say, okay, well, in order to give you some form of credibility, you can come to us and register, and then we'll make you very legit. But what they're really trying to do is they try to know who are the key persons in this cult, and they just like kill them from the inside.
Wow.
So they're kind of the bad guys, but everyone's kind of bad guy. Everyone's kind of doing whatever they feel like is best for them, really, because it's what we would do in a post-apocalyptic world. Like society crumbled, so it's everyone from themselves, and so the Sect is coming back a lot. The Broodmother, I think the first album is going to be purely about the Broodmother.
Wow.
And then there's this character called Plague. She's a former prostitute, and she started like taking a lot of young girls under her wing, and she's creating an army.
Such a twist.
Yeah. There's a bunch of characters. Like it's kind of weird. Like the good thing is that's also the reason I never run out of ideas. Is like the world exists.
Yeah.
I just say, oh, I'm going to talk about this, or I really want to make something about that. Then I'm probably going to create a character.
That's awesome.
That's going to make
awesome.
that, and I'm building the world as I go. But that's been
That is
like,
so cool.
That's very creative.
Like imagine you're just listening to a few minutes song, but then imagine all that backstory. Like literally, there's a whole other world. The character has a background story. The whole production and everything. It has a purpose. Like that's so awesome.
Like I'm still trying to think how this guy thinks.
Yeah,
I'm stuck. Like, I'm like, wait, what?
Exactly.
Like, why? Like,
exactly.
How?
Yeah.
I think I'm a nerd. I think I'm a massive. That's
No,
really
feel,
what I am.
I feel that he's like Inception. Like there's multiple layers of stuff that's like it's in the thinking process.
I think he's too much of a millennial. He needs to find out everything.
Exactly.
Oh
we have our good friend Saram. Saram, sorry that I took time to read your comment. He's saying the German metal scene is actually pretty epic, but then you have a huge competition and everyone does have a day job. Yeah,
that's true.
that's like
Yeah.
It isn't. I mean, like come on, man. It is an expensive hobby at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I
mean, unless like for example you're teaching or you're there is an income on the side.
I mean,
or something.
Bleeding, our good friend who was in the chat, he's actually a music instructor as well, Nezu. Like he teaches during the day and he streams at night, and he does his gymming and stuff like this. So it's crazy,
I just wanted to ask Julian, do you have any like one specific habit that you have inculcated in your life once you started like music production and or like being a vocalist or even writing lyrics? Like, is there one habit that you always like made sure that you are repetitively having in your life?
I'm really bad at consistency, so I would say no.
Right.
I'm trying. I'm working on it. And I noticed recently that was something I was really lacking. So I'm working on that because really I think I wasted a lot of time not being consistent with myself, and I'm really working on that right now. Trying, but like my life is always kind of pretty hectic too. So. Sometimes it just doesn't really work.
Right.
Man.
Yeah. I mean, I can imagine, with different things happening. By the way, Fawaz is here.
Yeah, Fawaz, Creative Ways. What's up, brother?
Fawaz.
By the way, Fawaz, first of all, this is our guest, Julian. He's a musician, Nezu Music. So we're talking about his journey. I mean, you're kind of late. But again, thank you very much for dropping by,
Just
Fawaz.
tell him thank you.
I wanted to say thank you. What's wrong with you? Why you cut me off?
Sorry.
Fawaz, welcome to the show, man. Fawaz is a Saudi musician, okay? He's fronting a grindcore band in Saudi.
Cool. How does that go?
Yeah, exactly.
Actually,
that was
it's working out.
I was waiting to see the expression on Julian's face on the next screen. I was like, I wanted to see because that's exactly the expression I had. I was like, wait, this band is from Saudi?
Dude, I came to know like a day before the show. Like I thought he's local here in Dubai, and then I'm like, what? He's playing grindcore in Saudi. Like, dude, the session was amazing. It was like
I bet it was. I love grindcore.
And he's a rapper as well. He's a rapper as well, so he has a rap project. So it's like, dude, things are changing. Things are changing, but now is the time. Like, okay, I'm sad that you didn't get your your opportunity to perform in 2020 because of the whole pandemic, but you are figuring your things out now,
Right, exactly.
And you've done enough, and you're setting up, you're doing music yourself, which is crazy. You actually took the time to sit down and schedule your things and rearrange. Get to it.
Dude, even creating that whole environment and that whole universe that he's talking about for each song that's not easy, first of all. And then imagine he goes the reverse way where he does the beats and then he does the rest of the stuff to layer it.
He does the BPMs first, which is crazy, man, to be honest with you.
Exactly.
But I mean, Saram is saying, and gigs have started happening. But,
I mean, exactly. With a little bit of flexibility from the authorities, I hope that he gets to perform.
I think if we don't get locked down one more time, I don't think we will, just because there's a presidential election next year, and the president doesn't really want us. He knows that like his candidacy would be tainted if he put us on lockdown one more time. So I don't think he will.
Right.
Also, there's the fact that most of the population is vaccinated now.
Yeah.
So
which is kind of makes the millennials think is like, okay, okay, they're all vaccinated, but if they don't go test, how we know how many cases are there?
Exactly.
No, we do have the sanitary pass, so like in order to get into a public building, you have to have your pass on you. So that's something you have on your phone.
Okay.
And
same.
but if you get tested, for example, if you decide not to get a vaccine, you can still get tested.
Yeah.
And so that's the way they are doing this, which I think is kind of good. It's a good way because it doesn't really exclude anyone.
Yep.
So if you don't really want to get vaccinated for one reason or another, some people just can't. There's also that. Like some people just can't get vaccinated.
Yeah, true.
There's also a way for them to get tested and still go to a show if they want to. So
Yeah.
I think this is
Well, I
good.
mean, hopefully things open up and you can get back on your track and actually get the gigs and start your own
Exactly.
thing. But Nezu, man, it was a blast having you for the session, man.
It was awesome. Thank you very much.
I'm glad that you find it, because we it's interesting minds that I'm really down to interviewing. I wanna. It's not even an interview. It's just like a conversation. It's just a conversation. But now you understand when I first told you the day when we were making the list, like Nezu needs to be there. Yeah. Now you understand why. Like,
as I told, because she comes to me, is like, babe, can I bring this guy? I'm like, dude, you are part of this show. No.
See, the difference is that this is your brainchild. I'm not gonna take.
Stop this formality. Wow.
Being nice is also not nice.
Nezu is like what I got myself into. But Nezu,
this is our regular thing on the channel, by the way. Disclaimer for people: we just roast each other on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So.
But Nezu, man, again, thank you very much for joining us with this session. And if you take a moment, tell the viewers where they can find your thing, your stuff online on what platforms you are.
Sure. So they can find me on Instagram at Nezu Music and Nezu_music. So it's right there.
Yeah.
And they'll soon be able to see me on Twitch, actually, because we talked about that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Another person we converted.
Like, I need to do it. I did one stream one time. So there'll be some music for sure.
I mean, plus you're a gamer, so
there'll be some video games as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. Probably some JRPGs, just because I like long games that take a long time and are not too difficult to play.
Can't wait to be on a stream. I'm waiting. Because he has great humor as well.
Plus his timing is perfect.
Yeah.
He's not way behind.
Yeah, true. The distance is not too much. Not distance. I mean time.
So. Yeah. You are again as Nezu Music at Nezu Music on Twitch as well.
On Twitch, I think there's no underscore there.
Yeah, there is no underscore. Just Nezu Music in one go. Okay. At Nezu Music, you guys give him a follow, and at Nezu_music on IG. And I'm sure you have the links. Do you have a link tree thing or?
I do have a link tree. Yeah. So essentially, if you go to a linktree.com/ Nezu Music. All attached, there's nothing.
Okay.
And you get there and you get all my links. So Twitch,
YouTube, and all these things.
Yeah, YouTube, all that stuff. Yeah, I'm on YouTube as well. I don't post very often, but I'm there too. I think I'm because I think the whole story thing is interesting and it's something I wanted to do. So I'm probably gonna do a series about that as well.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Explaining what's going on in this world, and
Man, that's awesome, man. I mean, anyway, we are up to date with your.
I'm so looking forward to seeing
your news, man. Yeah, we're really looking forward.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you. That's awesome. That's super nice. You guys were awesome.
Man.
I mean,
no formalities here, man.
Exactly. No thanks and sorry here.
But, I mean,
it's just because artists like these, they deserve that kind of at least a little bit of nudge. Support them in that way, at least something a little bit that can be done. Who would have known that what you're listening to, what he's created, has so much background to it? Exactly. No one would have thought.
That's why I'm saying, try to be on Twitch or write one of your songs on Twitch. Get people's opinion. Maybe you're gonna get a different vibe.
Playthroughs or shit
like this, but.
I bet that Quentin Tarantino will hire him, just drop by randomly, what, this is interesting.
Exactly.
Oh man!
But get Tarantino, and then that's it. I can.
That would be a huge achievement, and hopefully you will get it soon. I mean, your shit is creative, and the way you do your things are creative.
Exactly.
Which, you know,
it's so out of the box.
Yeah,
and
it is
like I
very
told
out
you,
of the box,
when you
yeah.
listen to more of his music, you can't like pinpoint at that
Yep.
emotion that it makes you feel.
Exactly.
Because it's like you don't know if you're into it or not into it. You can't put a
Exactly.
pin on it, you know.
Yep.
So that's the interesting part about his music.
Exactly, and I hope you know, we can see more updates from you on your page on IG, and like, you know, to see you on Twitch soon.
Exactly.
Very, very soon, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, it does have some cool things.
Please, please.
For sure, man. So, man, before we close down the session, again, I want to give a huge thank you to the people that join us, your family, and our
Exactly.
network. Thank you guys very much.
Exactly.
very much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much
That
for
was
dropping
awesome,
by
guys.
and drawing out the time for
Yeah.
spending your precious time with us.
Thank you very much. And again, if you guys like the content, give us a follow. Stay updated to us. Wow, updated with us. Give us a follow at Instagram at Combos and Chill, and it's the same for Facebook as well. And you guys can get the direct links from the home page of Twitch of Combos and Chill to the YouTube and our link tree and everything. But again, thank you very much, Nezu, for joining us.
Thank you,
and
guys.
Exactly.
stay
That
with
was
us
awesome.
until we rate a channel of our good friend. Which one to rate?
It's up to you. Did we raid DJ Zax? Maybe we can raid Nox this time?
Yeah,
Or Wonder Wanger?
DJ, you heard her. It wasn't my plan.
No, see, I want to
Anyway,
be
they're
fair.
both-
I want to be fair.
They're both playing the same game.
I
So
want to be
They're
fair.
playing the same game. So we're gonna be rating.
All three of them are playing the
Yeah.
same, even Wonder Wanger.
Wow. Okay. Cool. So 3 birds and 1 hit, Nezu. Everyone. was
Just doing keep on.
So we're gonna be
Cheers.
rating Nox Voyager. He's playing Sea of Thieves. So if you guys like game streams and everything, please check them out. Nox Voyager, DJ Zax, and
Yep.
Wonder Wanger. Great dudes, great streamers. Give them the
Exactly.
follow and let them know that
Very
you come
helpful
from.
community here.
Very helpful,
Yeah.
very helpful. So we're gonna be rating Nox. Start raid now. But again, Nezu, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you,
and
guys. I know,
Thank you
thank
this
very
won't
much.
be the last time that we're gonna be chilling.
Yeah.
You can come on the show anytime
Exactly.
you want.
I
And
mean,
like,
yeah, I'll probably raid you guys.
I really want
Oh,
to
that
talk
would
about
be
his new
awesome.
language and this thing that
exactly. And dude, like he's the type of guy like you can sit and talk to him about the whole universe
Yeah.
and you will never get bored.
Exactly,
You know?
exactly.
Like,
Wow, that's
yeah.
super nice to say.
Oh,
Thank you.
man.
That is-
No, I genuinely
you guys
mean
were
it.
awesome, to be honest. You made
Oh,
me
thank
super,
you, thank
super
you.
comfortable.
Oh
Thank you,
man,
thank
it's
you.
all good,
I'm
man.
so glad to hear
it's
that.
all good.
That was awesome.
Oh, I'm glad. And hopefully more soon.
Oh, man,
Are we
for sure,
rating
man,
the
for
channel
sure.
now?
Just,
I think we're
just a
rating,
setting.
yeah.
I
We're
think
not-
it
we're not-
rated by mistake. Wait,
Oh, you.
let me
Sea of
start the
Thieves.
stream again, man. Something went off.
No, I think we're on it because
Yeah.
I followed the stream on there and we're on the.
No. The thing is, like, it gave me an
Voyager.
option and I pressed it by mistake.
He's just being an Indian uncle,
I'm
basically.
not being an Indian.
He's just
uncle.
being an uncle mode, like, you know.
Oh, the stream went off bad. Wow. I think I need to close the thing out.